Happy Saturday. Welcome to Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We have an awesome show in store for you today. We have a Nuzzles with the cutest pup. I'm not going to give it away. An awesome author, Molly McAdams, as well as a fear fest. Well, it's scary for the Nightmare on 13th. We're going to talk to Jimmy at the haunted house. So have a great day. Keep it right here. We have the weather to come.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back. Earlier in the week, I got to talk to the cutest human at Nuzzles, as well as the cutest puppy. I love it, and you need to get a rescue dog. They are the best things ever to happen. So let's take a look. Welcome back to the show. I love talking to McKenna and Nuzzles Co. with all the cute dogs, and McKenna is so knowledgeable. How are you doing today, McKenna?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm even better now that you're here and with this cutie. Who is this?
So right now we have Harvey here.
Harvey.
He is a cute 2-year-old mixed breed.
Oh my gosh, 2 years? Is that? Oh, Harvey, he's big. He's a big boy.
He loves to give hugs. It's gentle, but
Was he hugging you? My dog does that all the time. I love it.
he's such a sweetheart.
And Harvey's 2 years old and a mixed breed, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Where is Harvey from? What is his story?
So he was a surrender to a shelter,
Okay.
a local shelter, and we rescued him from there. And he has just been the sweetest boy. He's good with other dogs.
Okay.
Loves people.
He just
He kind of
seems like
on a side front on a fence, but as soon as you say hi,
yeah.
open it, he's just like the most lovable guy in the
He
entire
seems like such a lover and a gentle giant. He just has that like vibe about him. He's so cute.
And I don't know if I'll be able to show it.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of an underbite.
Oh my gosh, cute.
Wonderful.
Oh, I can see. Oh my gosh. Harvey is so cute. Oh, I love him. I just love him. Oh, McKenna, what the heck? He's already in love with you. I think this should be your new moment, your new friend to take home, forever friend.
You say that about every dog.
I know. Oh, I said that about well, I think, I've met two people in my life that I believe are dog whisperers. One is Rhiannon Rowe that lives here, and she helps pretty much runs. She's the main human over at Eagle County, and she is the animal shelter, and I feel like you are the other. You're the animal. You're the dog whisperer, McKenna. Seriously. That is so cool. So Harvey, did he just come to you, and is he up for adoption already?
He is available for adoption. He's actually been with us for a few months.
Okay.
People look over the black dogs a lot, but
Really?
he's really a sweetheart, and I'm hoping that we can find his home here soon for the month of October.
Yeah.
And we'll get him a home for Halloween. That's my hope.
McKenna, why do people, that's so interesting, why would they look over the black dogs more so than like the lighter skinned dogs or coated dogs?
I think it might be because they tend to blend in. They
Okay.
don't stick out as much.
I've never thought about that. Okay.
Are you going to come up on me?
Oh, he is so cute. So McKenna, I know you said that you have some not celebration. Well, it's a celebration to get the dogs adopted, but you have some events coming up that you're excited about with the pups to show them off.
Yeah, so coming up here soon. So we have our Make a Dog's Day trunk or treat spectacular.
Oh,
with
I love it.
Crew.
Okay.
So we're having dogs for adoption, a little trunk or treat. There's gonna be a canine dog costume contest.
I love it.
He is super distracted right now.
And you'll be showing the dogs that are up for adoption there?
Yeah, so we'll have quite a few dogs. We'll have dogs and puppies available to snuggle and adopt there. So it'll be quite a
I love him.
spectacular event, is what we're kind of phrasing it as, because we're really excited. We think it's going to be a lot of fun. Nate Wade is putting a lot of effort into the trunk or treat.
I love that. And when is that again, McKenna?
So it is Saturday, October 21st.
Okay, so coming up pretty soon here.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And what time is it from?
So it's from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
Okay, awesome. Oh my gosh, he is just loving what a cutie. I saw his face, his little underbite. It's so cute.
So cute when you're able to see it. Oh, yes.
And how many dogs and puppies do you guys have right now up for adoption?
So it changes all the time based on who adopted. But we typically have around 100 or so animals in our care fully, and that includes our cats and our farm animals. So we have 5 pigs right now as well.
Oh, no way.
Not just dogs and cats. We do have pigs.
Oh, cute.
But we have about 40 or something dogs, and that's including foster care and at our rescue ranch.
Oh, that's so awesome. And do you have one more event that you wanted to tell us about too? I thought there was 2 for some reason.
Yeah. So we have a brewery night coming up. It's going to be a super fun event. You can find out a lot of information about it on our website at nuzzlesco.org/brewery night. Okay. And that's where you can get your tickets, because it is a private event, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Your ticket includes your meal, an open bar. There's live music from the Hardy Brothers.
Super cool. Yeah.
And there's going to be puppies available for snuggles as well.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like heaven for me right now. Puppies, live music, food. I'm into it. I love it.
You should come on by. It's going to be at Immigration Brewery on October 26th.
Okay, cool. And what time does that start?
So it's going to be in the evening. Right. It's going to be starting around 5 o'clock.
Oh, that is so cool. This dog is just captured my heart. I'm like, what a cutie.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. So McKenna, if people after watching this are interested in seeing this little guy, or big guy, I should say, and your other dogs, where should they go to?
So you can go ahead and send us an email at adopt@nuzzlesco.org.
Okay.
What do you see back there?
He's like, I'm out.
He's out of the frame now. I'm going to stop giving him treats. But you can go ahead and email us at adopt@nuzzlesco.org.
Okay.
The specific dog, or you can take a look at our website to see other dogs and contact us on there as well. And that is nuzzlesco.org.
Well, McKenna, I love talking to you. I love all the dogs you bring on there. It's funny, one is cuter than the next. They're all so darling. I love them so much. And Nuzzles Co is awesome. Thank you for all that you guys do. And this little guy is so cute. Let's see if we can get another. His face. He is such a cutie. Oh, I see the yes. I love it. Thank you so much, McKenna. And keep it right here.
Me. Always a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. And keep it right here for more of the show. No, I'm serious. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Welcome back to the show. I am so excited. I have Jimmy, my new friend, Nightmare on 13th, Utah's coolest, #1 and spookiest haunted house. How are you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing wonderful this morning. How are you?
I'm doing really well now that I met you. I dig your energy. You're a great human.
Thank you.
Which is so funny because you're so light and energetic, and we are talking all things dark and spooky.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of what I make. That's kind of the interesting thing about me.
I love that. I think that rings true for many people in our industry, right? Like, I think that's pretty normal. So, Jimmy, how did you get involved with this awesome haunted house?
So I started working here as an actor, actually, about 16 years ago.
Okay.
And then kind of worked my way up the ranks. I started running our makeup department, and then I started designing murals, and then next thing you know, I was the creative director and actually helping steer the creative vision of the haunted house.
Oh my gosh,
I'm a very lucky artist that gets to scare people for a living.
That's amazing. And when people ask you what you do for a living, how do you answer this? I'm so excited to hear.
I tell them I scare people for a living. It's always like a what? What do you do for a living?
What?
I design worlds, I put them through it, and I scare the tar out of them.
So, Jimmy, how do you decide what's going to go in this haunted house? Walk me through the process, because I have no idea. This is so very interesting.
Well, for me, it first starts with actually standing out back and listening to what our customers are saying.
Okay.
I always want to make something that's really terrifying, usually slightly classic, but done in a modern way.
Okay.
So I'll stand out back, listen to what customers are saying and feeling about the show. And then I also watch what's kind of trending in horror and pop culture and try to kind of guess what would be the best themes to bring in to the haunted house the next year.
I love that.
Actually, we're designing about a year to almost 2 years out. So some of the stuff for next year is already being developed.
Can you tell us some like hidden little moments? Can you tell us what you're developing, or no? No, you're like, no, sorry. What was your favorite thing to create thus far, as like a spooky structure?
Okay, I have to say it is something we built this year.
Really? Okay.
Called The Howling. A couple years ago, I actually took a trip to New Orleans to go and study like crypts and mausoleums and to learn like the textures of that type of environment.
Wow.
And I took all of that knowledge and actually developed a whole theme inside our haunted house. It's a giant necropolis where our vampires are unfortunately being hunted down by a pack of wolves.
Oh, cool.
Super awesome set. It feels like you're literally in New Orleans. It's incredible. Every crypt in there was designed off of a crypt I actually saw and studied. So that's probably one of my favorites, just because I was able to take real life experiences and actually like take that knowledge I learned and visually learned and put it into the haunted house in a way that people can really experience.
That's so brilliant that you really take it seriously. I mean, because that's such a cool thing. I've been to haunted houses. I don't think I've ever been to one as cool as yours. I need to definitely check it out this year. But you know,
it is really good. Our actors are like killing it this year too. They are scaring the tar out of people.
They're in it. They're in it to make people scared. Well, and that's so cool because the sets are it makes it or breaks it, and the actors as well. So that's really neat to think you've traveled to really see what is, I don't know, scary and what the moment should look like. That's pretty brilliant.
It's all about the storytelling and immersion that we really pride ourselves on here at the Nightmare. Like, we don't want to just be like a normal haunted house. We want to deliver an amusement park experience and really take you out of your everyday and have you scream in joy, I guess.
I've read studies that are saying that a lot of people enjoy haunted houses and enjoy horror films because it makes them feel better about their own lives, which I think is it's interesting, but it makes sense, you know?
True, and being scared actually releases endorphins that give you joy. So that's partly why houses are around. We make you feel good in a weird way. Screaming makes you
100%.
It's very common to see a person scream and then laugh right afterward.
Totally. I'm that woman. I get nervous, I scream, and then I'm like, I laugh, and I sound so silly. I'm like, oh. By the way, nails, haunted, black, love it. Thank you for that moment. We're meant to be homies. So what is your favorite part about doing your career? Because I know obviously you're super creative. You get people, you get what scares them. You see it. It seems like you're equally talented and artistic, and obviously you're really good with people. What is your biggest kind of delight with all this?
Oh, my biggest delight. There's a lot of parts to that question. Yeah. I love seeing the joy that what I do brings people in every facet, from the customers that come through and are having a frighteningly good time to watching my actors grow and become amazing performers and really like learn how to go out in the world and conquer things because they learn how to stick themselves out there a little bit. Yeah. So there's lots of parts of this job that are actually really rewarding that allow lots of people a good time and helps them grow. It's a multifaceted question. I have so many different reasons I love doing it.
I love that, Jimmy. Like, when you were younger, did you think that this is something you were going to do? Because it seems like, do you have an acting background?
I was a techie in high school, but I did not have an acting background, but I fell in love with acting.
Yes.
I would say I did love haunted houses at an extremely young age. But that's kind of the cool thing nowadays is if you're like a parent and you want to bring your kid through the haunted house but aren't sure if it's quite the right time, we actually have a thing now called Day Haunt that allows people to bring their kids without the scares and has all the atmosphere. And that's actually been taking off quite a lot because families are coming through, people that admire the artwork are coming through, and being able to see the haunted house in kind of a different way rather than coming through at night where it's like super scaring and almost traumatizing.
So it's called Day Haunt? Is that what you said?
We added it last year, and it is exploding in popularity. There's a lot of families that are bringing kids through that they're not sure if their kid was ready yet. And then what's great about it is they'll bring them through Day Haunt. Next thing we know, we see them later that night there with their kid, and their kid's excited to go through it again and see the monsters. So it's really kind of a cool new thing we're adding to our days. So we're family friendly in the day, super scary at night.
I love that you said that, Jimmy, because I was thinking about myself personally, and I'm like, oh, I would do that. I go in during the day, appreciate the artwork, pretend like I'm just like, oh, yay, my friend does all this, and I'd be scared, and then come in at night and be like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, there's so many people I meet and talk to that are like, oh, I always wanted to go inside that building, but I am just too chicken to do it. And I'm like, well, now you can. There's no for you not to come and enjoy and submerge yourself in this really amazing Halloween world that we've created.
Jimmy, you're so cool. It was so awesome to talk to you, and I can't wait to come through the haunted house. Where should people go and see more information about this haunted house?
Well, nightmareon13th.com, of course. We are open Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Every night we have it scary, and on Saturday, if you're too scared to come through, you can come through Day Haunt, which starts around 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for your time. You're an incredible human being, and you've taught me a lot, so thank you so much, Jimmy.
Thank you, and I hope to scare you soon.
I hope you scare me soon, too. Thank you so much. And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come. I love your energy.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. Earlier this week, I got the honor to speak to Molly McAdams. She is a world-renowned New York Times bestselling author. Let's take a look. I am very excited. We have New York Times bestselling author Molly McAdams with us today, and your pink hair is just amazing, Molly.
Thanks, girl.
Thanks, girl. I love it. Molly, how are you doing? And thank you for getting up so early with us this morning.
Oh my gosh, of course. And I am great. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Molly. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Well, I want to brag about you. Thank you for saying happy birthday, but you are a New York Times bestselling author. How does that make you feel? I am so proud of you. That's incredible.
Thanks. It's surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's one of those things that when I'm reminded of it, I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, that. So no, I tend to forget until I see it on places or until someone says it. And it's just definitely the craziest thing.
Well, I love it because you're so humble about it, and you obviously are so passionate about writing. And let's go back a little bit. How did you get into writing? I know it's your passion. I know you love it. But how did this all start?
I definitely stumbled into it.
Okay.
I'm that person. I have very vivid dreams. And so I was just writing out my dreams because I was thinking about them all the time, and they were kind of getting in the way of my work.
Okay.
So I was writing them out, and I was like, well, what would have happened if I hadn't actually woken up yet? And so I was playing with that, and I was like, well, what happened before the dream started? And so before I knew it, I just had this really long manuscript that never ended.
Wow.
And so when I finally got to this point where I was like, I don't think there's anything left to do, I
looked at my husband. I was like, I think I wrote a book, but I hadn't been doing it intentionally to write a book.
Right.
And so it was just one of those things. Like after that, he's like, well, self-publishing is, becoming big right now. And because this was about like 11 and a half years ago.
Wow. Okay.
And so that's how we kind of went through the process of doing that. And it was just like I didn't even promote it. I just kind of like snuck it out there. I was like, made a Facebook page. Here's this book. Done.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you're totally self-made. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. And that was 11 years ago, you said?
Yeah. September 1st was 11 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what was your very first book? What was the name of it? Or what is the name of it?
Taking Chances.
Taking Chances.
Yes.
Okay. And what is it about? I'm so interested in that.
Oh gosh. It's about this girl who has been very kind of sheltered her entire life just because she was raised by a Marine father. And so she kind of grew up on base with him. And she leaves for college and kind of starts experiencing all these things that she wasn't allowed to with him. And she gets kind of trapped in this love triangle.
Oh.
And kind of just the heartbreaks of that.
Wow. Okay. And then I know you have a brand new book that's out. I am super stoked about this. What is the title of your new book, Molly?
It's Linger.
Awesome.
It is the fourth and final book in my Rebel series, which is one of my romantic suspense series.
Yep.
Which I actually prefer to write romantic suspense. Sorry for everyone who likes my contemporary romance.
Right.
But it's mafia. It's all that kind of exciting stuff where I feel like there's not a lot of rules when you write about mafia, which makes it a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It was very fun to write. I've been wanting to write about this particular character for a very long time. So I finally got to.
That's so interesting because I love romance. Obviously, that's why I'm obsessed with all of your books. And the Mafia, for some reason, it has always been a part of my Mafia movies, like a part of my journey growing up. I was always into Reservoir Dogs, etc. The Goodfellas, etc. So I'm so excited. This sounds perfect. Romance, a little Mafia. It doesn't get much better than that.
Absolutely.
So Molly, are you gonna? I know this is kind of a weird question, but are you going to continue throughout your life? You are a writer. You're a mother as well, an amazing human being. But I know that's a big part of what defines you. Do you feel like you'll continuously keep on writing books throughout your journey of life?
I would like to. I feel like I will continue writing as long as there are stories in my head.
I love that.
I would say so. Just as long as there's a story, I will write it.
Awesome. And Molly, what was the feeling like when you had your first book published? What did that feel? I just can't fathom because I write poetry and it's absolutely just for myself. So I can't imagine having a book published knowing people are going to be reading and loving your words. How did that feel to you? It's so weird.
No, I did not even think that because, again, I kind of just snuck it out there.
Right.
And my husband and I had this thing. We said, if 100 people buy it in a year, that would be really cool.
Oh, wow.
But I kind of just left it there, didn't think anything of it.
Right.
And then suddenly people were buying it. And we were like, oh, do we actually have to tell our family now? So we told his parents and then we told my parents. And when it really hit me, his mom was like, well, I guess I need to go buy a Nook so I can read it. So I went with her to, I almost said Barnes & Noble, but that's not where I went, Best Buy.
Okay.
And she's looking at the Nooks and I'm just kind of sitting there with her. And, when they have all those displayed, they kind of have things open so you can see like what it would look like. So they had Barnes & Noble on there already. And it was like number 7 on Barnes & Noble.
Wow.
And I screamed in the middle of Best Buy to the point where all these employees started running up because they thought that I broke something. But I hadn't known because I hadn't been paying attention.
Right.
So that was really the first moment where I was like, oh, this is happening.
This is real. This is real.
And that was my big,
I don't know. Moment.
I couldn't believe it. And I kind of sat in shock for the rest of the month because it was just this whirlwind. I don't know. But yeah, I think like the first few days I was just like, I don't know. It's just a thing.
You are so humble. I love it. Because Molly, you've sold a lot more than 100 books. I'm just saying. Just a little bit more than 100 books, I would say. Do you ever use your husband? This is, I was wondering this all morning. Do you ever use your husband as some of like, I don't know, characteristics for the characters or your love story?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's very aware of it, and he's very proud of it too. Because I'm not quiet about the fact that I have used past relationships as,
right.
Like muses and stuff. And people will ask him at signings, they're like, does it bother you that she uses ex-boyfriends? And he goes, no, because I have more books than they do. Because he has multiple characters that are made after him.
Awesome.
So he's very proud of his
He's
characters.
like, I am the main character in her life. Thank you. That you can't touch that. That is so awesome.
Right.
And what about friends and family members? Have you used any inspiration with them, and how did they feel about that?
I mean, if they know.
Good answer. Good answer.
It's one of those things. I think a lot of things in kind of like my immediate family. It's
right.
My mom and I always joke like no one would believe that this is real, so I tend to not touch that.
Right.
Most of the friend stuff, it's like past friends, like from growing up.
Right.
I did write a story for based off of some of our friends. It was my husband's work partner and his wife, but I asked their permission. I was like, I really want to write y'all's story. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And so I got permission for them, and that was it was fun. It was also very nerve-wracking. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to do this justice? So I've never done that again because I'm too afraid to.
Right. You're like, too much pressure.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's really fun to just pull from your life, because then I feel like it gives your stories that sense of reality, even when you're trying to escape reality.
I love that. And how old are your children, Molly?
We just have one daughter, and she's about to turn 9.
Okay, so has she started to read any of your books?
No, she's not allowed. And we actually just found out she told her Sunday school teacher, and we were like, oh no.
Oh no, you're like, no. I love that. I just wait. Her friends are going to read. You know this. They're going to read your books. It's going to happen,
eventually.
Molly. I love
eventually, hopefully down the future.
Yeah, you're like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, Molly, you are such a delight. I cannot wait to read Linger. And where can people go and buy your newest book?
They can go to Amazon. It's available in Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like.
I want to, yes. Oh, I love the cover. Did you get to pick the male model?
No, I actually just found him. He's a stock image.
I love you. He's a stock image. You're so cute. Molly, you're awesome. You are so great. I think we're going to have you back on the show. I love talking to you. And I know you're going to do so much more. And you've already, wow, how many books now?
That was actually my 30th.
30th?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Molly. That is amazing. Well,
I was very excited.
You're an inspiration. I adore you. Thank you so much for taking the time. And you're in Texas right now. What time is it in Texas?
9-ish.
Oh, cool. So you're a little bit later. That's good. Thanks, Molly. I am so proud of you. And keep on writing. I will be reading Linger and writing you about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. We have an amazing interview with our very own Kim talking to the amazing and talented singer-songwriter Heather Cole.
Well, now I'm so excited about this next guest. I've been following her journey for a long time, and we are very good friends. So joining us today is the Nashville-based singer-songwriter Heather Cole, talking all things about her sound and the latest single that she just dropped. Heather, how are you this morning?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. So love your look. It's so good to see you. Talk to us a little bit about you and your music. You know, how would you describe your sound? You write such incredible, powerful ballads, and let's just talk about it.
Oh gosh, I mean, such a hard question to answer, but I mainly write sad girl pop songs. I don't know if it's really on purpose. It's just I'm writing about my relationships, and that's pretty much how it turns out. You know, I love a good catchy pop hook. That's mainly my go-to.
Yeah, your music is great. I love all of the songs that you've released, and you just dropped a brand new single on Friday called See You Happy. So tell me about See You Happy and the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, so I wrote this one with a couple good friends, Jeff Cohen and Jamie Duffin. And Jamie's actually based in Scotland, so we did this one over Zoom. And it was I had just found out that my ex started seeing someone new, and I was happily in a relationship at the time, but there was that part of me that was like still kind of pissed that he was also happy, because it was like, I would like to be happy and I would like you to be miserable without me. Seems only fair.
And I think we've all kind of been in that space, right? Or we've seen our exes, we want them to be happy, but at the same time, there's still a piece of you that's just holding on to what was the past. So talk to me about how did you, obviously that's the inspiration behind this song, but how did you connect with Jeff and with Jamie, and how did it get going? Talk to me about the songwriting process.
Gosh. This was actually the first time I wrote with Jamie. So we've worked on some other projects since then. But Jeff I've known for years, and he's just like such a good dude and has connected me with so many great people, including Jamie. So yeah, and he goes over to the UK a lot, so he's kind of hooked me in with some of his people over there. But during the pandemic, it was really fun to more people were willing to write over Zoom and stuff, so it kind of made collaborating like that more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love everything that you've done, and your music is so great. And I know Jeff is quite a powerful songwriter. So Heather, we appreciate you jumping on and kind of explaining a little bit more about your single, and we'll have more for that right after this.
Good morning, Bell. Good morning, Bell.
Welcome back after that quick commercial break. We've got singer-songwriter Heather Cole joining us here to talk all about her brand new single. Heather, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So you just dropped a brand new single, See You Happy, and this was written via Zoom with Jeff Cohen and Jamie Duffin. So talk to me about writing a song over Zoom, and how has that been in the creative process?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. It's not as ideal as being in the same room with someone, of course, but it was nice, during the pandemic that like more people were open to writing over Zoom, because then you could write with people in London, in Scotland, and wherever. And I actually got a chance to go over to London after writing with all these people in London, and getting to write with them in person after first writing through Zoom. So
that's great. Now, Jeff Cohen is based in Nashville, and he's a massive songwriter, has lots of hits, and he connected you with Jamie, who is based in Scotland. So talk to me about the process for this song in particular. Where did you start? It was a bit of a life story for you, but how did you collaborate with both Jeff and Jamie on this particular single?
Well, I had never met Jamie in person, so we just met, and I was just like, hey, this is what I'm going through right now, and we just kind of went from there. I don't know exactly how it happened after that. It was just kind of like, oh, let's share about our lives, and then write a song about it.
Awesome. So for you as a singer-songwriter, do you start with lyrics, or what's your inspiration? Is every song different? How does that usually work for you?
You know what? It's honestly, I feel like it's different every time. Sometimes I'll start with a lyric, or sometimes, someone will come in with a track that they started, and that'll inspire some melodies in the lyric. With the song that I'm going to play later, inspiration hit me one time when I was driving. I don't know why, but I thought of this nursery rhyme, and I was like, you know what? That could make a cool song. So you never know where inspiration's going to come from.
So speaking of, how do you feel about playing this song for us? And this one is called All the King's Men. I would love to hear it live. I think our guests would really be in for a treat on this Monday morning, if you feel comfortable and you're up for it.
Yeah, I have a little recorded piano, so hopefully that comes across well.
Awesome. Right. And this one is
called All the King's Men, and you can find it on Spotify, Apple, wherever you consume your music.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to hear it.
Trying to get it all, you got nothing. Only hurt yourself, never choosing one thing. Though try to get it right, be the one who need it. It's your fight and your crime, but you won't admit. You played dumb. I should have noticed before you told me to jump. Though try to get it right, be the one you need it. It's your fight and your crime, but you won't admit. You know what you did. Let me fall off the castle wall you built when you wanted her instead. Now you're crawling back, trying to fix what's broken. All the king's forces, all the king's men couldn't put us back together again. No, all the king's forces, all the king's men said, never again, no, never again. I think it's really cute. You want a second chance, cause you really blew the first one you had. Now you're fantasy land, thinking I would ever take you back. You know what you did. Let me fall off the castle wall you built when you wanted her instead. Now you're crawling back, trying to fix what's broken. All the king's forces, all the king's men couldn't put us back together again. No, all the king's forces, all the king's men said never again, no, never again. You think that I've been spending time wishing that you were still mine, but I'm fine. Yeah, I've been busy living life so much lighter without your eyes. Don't have to think twice. I know what you did. Let me fall off the castle wall you built when you wanted her instead. Now you're crawling back, trying to fix what's broken. You know what you did. Let me fall off the castle wall you built when you wanted her instead. Now you're crawling back, trying to fix what's broken. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put us back together again. No, all the king's horses, all the king's men said never again, no, never again. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put us back together again. No, all the king's horses, all the king's men said never again, no, never again.
Yay! I loved it, Heather. You are so talented. And you know what I love about you? The music video for this song is so elaborate and so intricate. And I think I love the creativity behind all of your songs. You really put a vision behind it, not just the tune and the lyrics. You really create this story, and really great song, an amazing music video. So thanks for performing for us.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now tell us, where can we go for more information? I know you're about to embark on a mini fall tour on the West Coast, so give me all of the details. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, I'm starting on Friday, actually. Doing the West Coast, doing Seattle, San Francisco, LA, San Diego, Phoenix. So if you happen to be on the West Coast next week, then check it out. You can find tickets. My Instagram at Heather Cole Music, or TikTok, or those are probably the best places to follow me. TikTok, Instagram, Spotify.
Awesome. And all of your new singles. So the one you just released, See You Happy, came out on Friday. It's available on all music platforms, and then same with All of the King's Men, which you just sang for us, also out there. So yeah, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate you, and best of luck on your fall tour.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
excited about this interview. It's so inspiring. We got to talk to Thomas Walsh, Paralympian. Let's take a look.
I am sitting here with a medalist from the Olympics, Thomas Walsh. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well.
You're no stranger to the show, but we have quite a few new viewers that may not know a lot about you. Why don't you talk about your accomplishments and what you've done on the Olympic team?
Well, thank you so much for having me this morning. It's been great out here.
Yeah?
So I'm a skier. I race on the Paralympic ski team. And I grew up here in the Vail Valley. I was born in Vail, and I've been a ski racer my whole life. And I went to the Ski and Snowboard Club, Vail, and went on to go to a ski academy where I kind of pursued my Olympic dreams. And then unfortunately, right before I went there, I was diagnosed with cancer. So that kind of put a little detour in my life, but I was able to overcome and join the Paralympic ski team. And so I've been doing that professionally now for 11 years.
So there's a lot that goes into being any athlete at all, but at the Olympic level, there's a lot more dedication, there's a lot more focus on things like maybe nutrition, training, the mental aspect of the sport. And we were talking a little bit before the show about kind of what you're going through, and I know you really worked hard training this weekend playing some golf.
Absolutely.
So how did that go?
You know, I really enjoy being outside. Obviously, I'm a skier. But golf really, to me, helps me train mentally. It's a really guru thing, but once you dive into it, you know, you hit a golf shot, you can't take it back. You can't redo it. Kind of like a ski racing course. You make a turn, there's no time to think about what happened. You got to look forward to the next one. So really, really big in my mental and emotional state as an athlete, golf really does help, actually.
Now, backing up just a little bit, when you found out you were diagnosed with cancer, where did you go mentally when you received that information?
So I was a bit younger. I was 14, just a teenager. And to be honest with you, it was just a completely new world for me. I'd never really been affected by cancer. I didn't really know anybody in my family who had it. So it was a really steep learning curve. And it definitely, you know, changed me.
Right.
And so still going through those medical appointments every year to make sure I'm still healthy. And it's just one of those things that I've learned to live with and deal with.
But your dreams were something that never wavered. Seems like you stayed the full course on that, continued with that vision. Was there a time when you thought, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It kind of put everything into question. And being from Vail and being a skier, there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to continue to ski. But I was very fortunate and blessed that I had the means and the outlooks to get back into competitive skiing. I came back to ski racing once I finished my treatment, and I wasn't an elite athlete at that time. I was still kind of recovering and learning how to ski again. But now racing as a disabled person on the Paralympic team, it's allowed me to see that I'm able to continue to participate and compete at a high level.
Yeah, and when you get an athlete of your caliber, whether it's football, skiing, baseball, a lot of times when people have come across these life obstacles, they're relentless. That tenacity that burns within them comes from somewhere. Where did it come from for you?
I think it came from the lessons that were instilled in me growing up. I learned about goal setting and working hard to accomplish something. And in the big picture of things, that's kind of what my experience with cancer was like. You know, I had to see what I wanted to do, and I needed to take the steps to get there. And it wasn't always easy because I was dealing with physical, mental, emotional, all those issues. But being able to break down my problem and take it step by step really helped me.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about goals now. You talked about goals. What are your goals moving forward here?
I'm still racing professionally.
Yeah.
Kind of looking towards the later end of my career. I'm looking towards Italy, which will be my third Paralympics. And so really trying to hone in on all my years of experience and not only compete and perform to the best level that I can, but also trying to share that with athletes to come.
Yeah. So when you set your goals for training, how do you do that? Do you set a goal for each week, each month with that end goal in sight? How do you kind of set goals? Because a lot of people, you know, they talk about wanting to set goals to do something, whether it's better nutrition, weight loss, but don't know how to really get started.
For me, I'm a big picture guy. So I'm looking towards 3 years, which to a lot of people for any goal might seem like a long time, but it'll go quick. So I set a big long-term goal. And then within each season, I'll set some other intermediate goals, short-term goals. And then I usually write those down journal them, reflect on them, put them in a place where I can see them all the time. But then day to day, I don't really write them down, but I always try to make a mental note of what am I trying to accomplish today or this week.
Right, right. So that state of mind kind of keeps you focused on the direction that you want to go.
Absolutely. And I'm a very organic person. I like to go with the flow. So
yeah.
knowing that I can always deviate off the plan, but still knowing that I have the end goal in sight really helps me.
Yeah. So now we talked a little bit about seeing some snow in the forecast, a little bit of snow in the mountains. The season is upon us. Us regular folks that are out there skiing, what kind of goals do we need to set so when we hit the mountain, we're in optimal shape, performance, so that we don't have any injuries?
Absolutely. And this is a hard one for everybody because we're in an active environment. But I really want to stress the importance of making sure you're physically fit before you go on the slopes the first day. Spend a week, go for a walk, go for a run, do some exercises because those ski legs are going to hit you hard if you're not ready.
Yeah, I know from a biking standpoint, I bike a lot, and it's a whole different group of muscles. You can't just think, oh, I've been biking all season, I can just get right into skiing, because you're working different parts of your knee, your legs, your calf, a lot of different muscles, even upper body from the skiing standpoint. So if you're not ready, the last thing we want is for anybody to get injured. So make sure that you've got your mental state of mind, but that comes with the confidence of your physical abilities, being able to get it out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We want everybody safe and having fun. So.
Yeah. So how do you network? We talk about skiing is a team sport, but based on individual performance when you come to that. How does that dynamic work with your discipline of skiing, being part of the team, but then that individual approach to what you do at each race?
It's definitely a unique environment. We still have to rely on our teammates for a lot of things, for traveling and training and logistical reasons. We have to come together as a unit and help each other succeed, because without that, there'd be no means to make it happen. I have a great group of teammates, and we're from all different parts of the country, but when we come together, we're really supporting each other. And it's quite a beautiful thing to see that even though I might be competing against you as a teammate, I'm still rooting for you, and I still want to help you out to get there.
Right, because you've got a group of coaches that help when you go and you're training in these different locations. Now, have you skied in Italy before?
I have.
Yeah.
I do spend quite a bit of time over in Europe competing.
Yeah.
And so we're very fortunate that this venue for the next Paralympics is a place that we're actually competing before the Paralympics. So
nice.
We'll see the hill, we'll know what's going on. It won't be as big of a shock as going to kind of a place like Korea or China.
Okay. So when you get out there, so if I'm racing bikes or I'm doing my thing, I'll go walk my track, kind of see where everything's at on the track. What do you do to get ready for that ski race when you go into a whole new environment?
It's really a good stimulation practice. My sport, we use a lot of visualization. And so knowing my mental state and visualizing what those external forces could be by the time it comes where you step up to the wand to start your race. But it's really just knowing how to manage that. And fortunately, again, I said we're going to Italy, and so I'll be able to see the hill. I won't have too many of those foreign kind of aspects about it. But it's also really fun to experience new places too.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, Thomas. I mean, you are a big fan of ours here at TV8. You're a great inspiration for the community, the station, and I know everybody out there that watches the skiing discipline. We can't thank you enough, and best of luck. You're going to be back on the show many more times, and I'm sure hopefully hoisting some new medals.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being on the show.
Happy Saturday to you. I hope you had a blast watching the show. I know that I did. Such amazing human beings that we get the honor to interview. Have a great weekend ahead, and keep it right here because we have more Wasatch Weekends tomorrow.